Welcome everyone. Today's topic is the most effective blueprint in building your real estate business. Okay, so what is it that you need to be able to scale and build a rental empire, 0 to 30 properties in the next 2 years? What would it take? Okay, it's going to take knowledge, it's going to take time, and it's going to take money. Okay, that's what it's going to take. But now I'm going to give you the blueprint as to what is it that you need to do. So we're going to reverse engineer what is it that you need. Okay, so let me tell you, it's not smarts, it's not having a lot of experience, it is having access to two things: having access to the right information, meaning the right deals, and having the right team. Okay, that's what it boils down to. So what I'm going to show you is this is what we've done in the last 8 months or so, 8 to 12 months. So these are the properties that we have bought. We just added one more that we just rented out. So these are the properties. And then I'm going to show you when we reverse engineer, right? Because the addresses don't tell you much, but what's going to tell you a lot is how much you need to buy properties for, okay? And how much properties need to appraise, okay? That's going to be very critical. So this is part of the knowledge that I'm going to give you that you all need to have, okay, when analyzing or looking at real estate. Okay, first of all, the sweet spot to buy properties should be less than 200,000. If you start going over 200,000, your risk goes through the roof. The second criteria that you need to look into is focus on single family homes that are 3 or 2 bedroom. Okay, very simple. Ideally, no basement, because basements can give you headaches, like floodings, backed up water, sewage. So it's best to focus on very simple, boring houses, 3, 4 bedroom houses, ideally brick, if not frame is fine. Now, when it comes to analyzing the property, you have to buy the property somewhere in between 100 to 160, 170, okay? That's gonna be driven by the location of the property. So you should be able to get into a B plus, A minus neighborhood when you pay somewhere in the 150, 160 price range, okay? Now, please stay away from gold rehab properties, okay? The money is not in the construction business, the money is micro rehabbing. What it means is in and out as fast as you can, okay? What we mean by that is when you look at a distressed property, if you need to do the bathroom and the kitchen, can you hear me okay? Okay, is the sound okay? Alice, I just want to make sure that everyone can hear what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Were you guys able to hear what I said earlier?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so now when you focus on properties, on the purchase price, it's gotta be between 100 to 160,000. And when you look at a distressed property, over 95% of the times you're gonna need to update the kitchen and the bathroom, and that's where you want to put the money, right? Because that's on the back end, on the appraisal value, is gonna give you double your money. Okay. Now, as far as rehab or scope of work, by looking at a 2, 3 bedroom home, you're gonna be spending between 35 to 50,000. That's it. There's not such a thing as a cosmetic or light rehab. It's very, very hard to find. We've only done, actually this property, the one that I'm showing you, it was a cosmetic rehab, 15,000, boom. So you should account for rehab of between 25 to 50,000, just to keep it simple. Stay away from doing gold rehabs where you need to do new systems like new HVAC, new electric, new plumbing, new windows. That requires a lot of experience and the right crew, okay? And always, please, have the right GC on the job. You cannot have handyman that you need to babysit. You need to have a GC that has a license and that has licensed electricians, plumbers, and HVAC people, okay? That is rule number 1, because if you end up with the wrong contractor, your project is gonna get delayed, the budget is gonna go through the roof, and it's gonna tap into your net profit or your cash flow. So please always work with a licensed contractor that is going to be able to pull all the necessary permits, okay? Because when you rehab a property for a buy and hold or a fix and flip, always you must pull permits. There's no shortcuts, because then when the village finds out you're not putting the right permits for the right job, they're going to come after you and give you headaches. So you don't want that. You want to start with the right foot. You want to be friends with all the inspectors from the village, okay? Because they can make your life miserable if they find out that you are trying to circumvent the system, okay? Now, when looking at purchase prices, look at the difference between the purchase price and the ARV, after repair value. You're gonna find a spread of $80,000 to $100,000. That is a must. There's no way around that. When you have that big of a spread, you're gonna be able to have enough meat in the bone to not only rehab the property, do a successful flip, and have a cash flowing property, but, and most importantly, you must have 25% equity on the back end to be able to refinance the property. Because when you purchase the property, if you're part of the cash flow inner circle, we're going to be able to fund your transaction up to $150,000 purchase price and $50,000 for the rehab. So we're going to give you the money for both purchase and rehab. However, we're going to make sure that you're going to be able to refinance to pay that loan. And for that to happen, you need FICO score of 680 and above and 25% equity on the property. What it means is that, let's assume purchase price is 100, rehab 50, all in 150. The property should appraise for 200,000. So you end up with 25% equity. Why? Because all either residential or commercial lenders on the refinance will want you to have at least 25 to 30% equity, okay? So you're gonna be able to do a cash out of 75% LTV, loan to value. And with that money, you pay off the rehab loan, and then you end up with a great cash flowing property. Or if you sell the property, then it doesn't really matter, okay? And again, something that is very critical and most people forget is that the market where you invest should support your exit strategy. You only have flip, buy and hold, and wholesale, okay? And guess what? There are flipping markets, rental markets. So if you want to do a flip in a rental market, it's not going to work out, or vice versa. So you've got to make sure that your market supports your exit strategy. Let me just give an example. We're looking at analyzing or vetting a deal for a flip in Park Forest. Well, guess what? The months of housing supply in Park Forest is about 6 months. What it means is that it's going to take you at least 6 months to sell that property. That is just market time plus rehab. I mean, you're going to probably do one deal a year in Park Forest. Does that make sense? So you've got to make sure that you are in the right market that supports your exit strategy. So a great flipping market, for instance, is a market that you're going to be able to sell the property in 2.5 months or less. So properties fly off the shelf as soon as they come in the market. So I'm going to show you, well, this is after the rehab, another property in Cicero. Look at the spreads, okay, from the purchase price to the ARV. $80,000 to $100,000, and the rehab is always less than $50,000. Okay, so that's the rehab. It's a 2-bedroom. This is in Streamwood. Purchase price $130,000. So look at the pattern. That's what I want to show you. And the ARV. The rehab on this property was $38,000 in Streamwood. So again, we're doing new kitchen and new bathroom and flooring and paint. So this is where the money goes, and that's what's going to help the appraisal value. Okay, again, look at the purchase price. Elmwood Park, it's a B plus A minus neighborhood. Therefore, it's better to pay more to be in a better location, okay? But again, the ARVs are going to be through the roof, okay? So this property, again, kitchen, bathrooms, it's like a must, okay? Because that's gonna help you command top dollars for your flip or top dollars for your rental. Mount Prospect, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Mount Prospect is an A minus neighborhood. Again, look at the purchase price, $160,000. Okay, So that's the after rehab kitchen bathrooms. That's where buyers, renters are looking to entice them to command top dollars for your rehabs. Okay, and then these are small property, like 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath. Again, purchase price less than 150. In this case, was 94 appraised value. But in this case, we had to do some rough plumbing and some rough electric. So for this kind of property, you would imagine the rehab would be somewhere in the 25, 35. Well, the rehab came up to be like 48. Why? Because we pretty much end up redoing the plumbing system and the electric system on this property. That is why the rehab went through the roof. But again, I just want to show you the pattern, right? Where you need to focus on single family homes or 2 to 4 units below 200,000. No-go rehabs, and you need to have a spread of about $80 to $100,000. Okay, that is just the key. And in your team, you've got to have a great GC. A GC is going to make you or break you. It is that simple. If you feel that you need to babysit and be on top of the project, you're working with the wrong GC. Okay, you need to let them free and then run the project. Obviously, you need to have everything in writing ahead of time when working with contractors. So are there any questions so far? What we've talked about? Okay, so no questions. Okay, let's move forward. So one thing is, again, training. You're gonna need to have training and access to the right information. So what we're gonna be doing this Friday, there's a question, Kevin, such as primary brick, or do you care if it's frame, stucco? Great question, Kevin. We always prefer brick, but siding it's okay. There's a 10 to 15,000 difference on the purchase price between a frame and brick. Okay. Now the one that we stay away from is a stucco. Okay, stucco. Because of insurance purposes, it's stucco. If it's not installed properly, you're going to have a lot of water issues. Okay, and it is super expensive. Insurance is super expensive, and many insurance companies will not insure stucco properties. Okay, so it's going to take a lot longer to sell a property with stucco. Facade. It looks beautiful. I love how it looks, but it's just not a good investment to buy stucco properties. They're going to be sitting on the market for a long time. So if I were you, stay away from stucco. Stick to simple brick. Number one, frame. Number two. Another question is the recommended 80 to 100,000 spread after the commission fees holding expense? Great question. Chantel, is actually you ignore your holding expenses, commissions, and closing costs. You just take the purchase price, boom, you need to add $80 to $100,000. That's going to take care of, if you're going to do a flip of your 20% return on your net profit from the flip, you've got to make at least 20% of the sale price. So if you end up selling the property, let's say for 200, you need to make 20% of 200, 40,000. That spread is going to take care of your carrying expenses, holding costs, insurance, taxes, utilities, if you're flipping the property. And when it comes to funding, lenders are going to be looking at one ratio. It's called the debt coverage ratio. That is the net operating income divided by the debt service or the mortgage payment. What it means is that the bank wants to ensure that your income is going to be enough to run the property, pay for all the operating expenses, and cash flow at least 20 to 25% every single month, okay, on top of your expenses after you've paid everything, including the mortgage payment, okay? So yeah, Kevin, no, stay away from stucco for sure. No, they're gonna sit on the market. You're gonna have insurance. I mean, insurance for stucco, it's gonna be 2,000-3,000, and many companies don't insure stucco. It could be a big nightmare. Okay. Another question is, how did you identify a good area for flips? Bill, Great question. So let me show you. In Chicago DealVault, we've analyzed over 400 neighborhoods. So we have them all. Okay, so let me quickly show you. If you have access to DealVault, you can go to the area reports and just filter by flipping markets. So you say, let me share my screen, area reports in Chicago DealVault, and then under approach, you select flip. I want to focus on the top flipping markets, okay? For what area? A being the most expensive, B, it's a great area, bread and butter, C, it's a more challenging, D is very distressed neighborhood. Okay, so we like to focus on A, B, and C plus, okay, because with the pandemic, B and C were hit the hardest with unemployment. So you need to focus on C plus, B minus, B plus, A minus. Okay, so I'm gonna do, give me the top flipping markets for the most desirable areas. Boom, we're gonna give them to you right here. So Arlington Heights, Buffalo Grove, Glenview, Northbrook, Oak Park, Park Ridge, Tinley Park, Downers Grove. So these are neighborhoods that are very desirable where properties fly off the shelf. Now, the only one indicator that you need to pay attention to is it's called the months of housing supply. And we give it to you on every single report. So let me open up one and maximize the report. So this is Arlington Heights, okay? So if I scroll down to the sales market analysis, I'm going to focus on the months of housing supply. So right here, months of housing supply, for a condo, it's going to be less than 2 months, and for a single family home, about 2.5 months or so. So what it means is that it's going to take less than 2 months to sell a condo, townhome, and it's going to take about 2.5 months to sell a single family home. Properties are flying off the shelf. Why? Because supply is high and demand, supply is low. There's a shortage of inventory. However, demand is through the roof. People want to move into these neighborhoods because of great schools, safe community, amenities, great employment sources. Therefore, properties are selling like hotcakes. So you want to do a flip in Arlington Heights for sure, okay? And not only that, but when you are part of the cash flow inner circle, so let me show you, we give you spreadsheet with all the top flipping and rental markets in the suburbs and in the city, okay? So my ultimate objective is to make you more successful. Let me show you more time. If I go here, this is our portal, okay? And if I go to area,
No, we cannot hear you.
We cannot hear you, Hugo.
identifying. Yeah, is there? Okay, is this better? Okay, so now I have the top flipping markets on the screen. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, are you able to see my screen? Perfect. Okay, awesome. So this is our portal for the cash flow inner circle. So here I can give you the top flipping markets. And this is for the suburbs and for Chicago. Okay, in Chicago, we analyze all the neighborhoods like Lincoln Park, Uptown, North Center, Logan Square, West Ridge. So you're gonna know at your fingertips where you need to focus on if you're thinking about doing flips, okay? Or if you're thinking about doing rentals. A top rental market is a market where you can buy a property for less than 200,000, but yet the rents are over 16, 1700, like Old Ship. Berkeley, right? You can still buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for 170, 180, but the rents are close to 2,000, 2,100. And again, everything is driven by employment, safety, great schools, and that makes people move into these neighborhoods. Okay, so we're gonna give you the top flipping rental and flipping markets, okay? Oh, okay, so you want me to share the full screen? Absolutely. So let me share and make the screen bigger. Okay. So here, let me maximize these. Okay. So in here, let's say we give you the details. Let's say for Downers Grove, right? So we're going to tell you it's an A market. You should focus on flips. And then we go into each of the factors that make the area very desirable. Like cost of living, you know, it's expensive. That is why it's D. But crime, it's super low. Employment is great. Housing supply, it's just okay. It's B. Education, A plus. Population growth, this tells you if people are moving into a neighborhood or going away. Medium income, what you should pay for a multi-unit, for a single family home. You know, obviously they're very expensive. Number of flips, like look at these. Downers Grove, 191 flips. Okay, so it's a top flipping market. So we give you all the details, including for the rentals. So if you scroll to the right, we give you the details, including a summary, okay, for every single area. So this is where investors make the first mistake when getting into real estate. They do not know where to invest, okay? They want to do rentals, they want to do flips, but they're investing in the wrong markets that do not support their exit strategies. So this is where you need to start with the right foot, okay? If you're going to do flips, focus in these neighborhoods. If you're going to focus on the A or very desirable, okay? So that's number one. Calumet City, I can look it up. So you can ask here at DealVault, and that's what I love about the system, right? So you don't need to do driving for dollars or anything. So let me put in Calumet City. Calumet City is right here. It supports both exit strategies, flip and cash flow. It's a C neighborhood. Okay, so there are certain markets that support both exit strategies. So property sells super fast, they are affordable, and rents are high, like Calumet City. Okay, so great question, Chantal. Let me see, are there any other questions so far? And something that I mentioned earlier that is super critical for your success, having the right team, working with the right people, okay? And that's what I have focused myself in the last year and a half, building relationships to be connected with the top key players in the real estate industry, from attorneys, lenders, inspectors, tax appeal firms, contractors, and brokers, okay? Because real estate is a very complex transaction and it's impossible for you to know it all. And that's also the second biggest mistake investors make. They want to do it all. And that's a big mistake because guess what? When you try to do too much, you end up doing very little. And whatever you do, guess what? It's not gonna be great. So it's best for you to rely on the professionals, okay? Let me give you an example. I'm a managing broker. Oftentimes, I do not list my own properties. I go and work with the top brokers, okay? I never do my taxes, okay? Even though my wife, that's what she does for a living, right? She's an accountant, she's in finance. We work with the best accountant to set us for success in the near future and growth in real estate, okay? We always do inspections, so we rely on a professional inspector. We use the best attorneys, okay? That is the key. And not only that, but for funding, that is super critical, right? Because that's what I mentioned earlier. What is it that you need to be successful? You need knowledge. That is why we created the CASHFLOW Inner Circle group. To give you the training. So the Inner Circle group, I'm going to show you here. What it does is we have like 10 modules, okay? From area selection, finding deals, deal analysis, contracts, funding, closing the deal, rehab, property management, and building a rental empire, okay? So we go through these modules just to make sure that you have the right knowledge in the appropriate sequence for you to be successful. And again, building relationships, what we've done for you is share our connections. So on the preferred partners, we have over 350 preferred partners that we share with you, okay? From insurance, insulation, from inspection, attorneys, you name it, okay? Everyone that we've used in the past and that it's vetted are right here for you to leverage, okay? So again, knowledge, resources, and deals. So this Friday, this is super important, friends. All these many properties that I show you, we're buying directly from the bank. So how do we do that? This Friday in Chambord at 11, I'm gonna put it on the chat. So Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. is going to be, I'm gonna run an event. It's gonna be shadow in person. I'm typing this in person vetting, okay? It's going to be at a coffee place in Chambord. We're gonna send you the address. Super important for you to come. What I'm gonna do is meet with every single one of you and then vet you, okay? So what we're looking for is making sure that you have an entity, liquidity. So we are looking for reserves, right? Because through the CASHFLOW Inner Circle Group, we can give you the funding. We've raised over $1 million cash to fund your deals. Okay, so not only are we gonna help you have access to the banked on properties, okay, but we're also gonna help you with the funding. So that's the objective of this meeting on Friday, okay? So I wanna talk with you because not only are we gonna be able to help you buy these properties directly from the bank, but also give you the money to fund the transactions, okay? We're gonna vet every single deal to make sure that it makes sense, okay? So what I mean by banked on inventory is this, shadow inventory, okay? So this is updated every Tuesday. So tomorrow we're gonna get our first batch of the week. We're averaging about 200 to 300 properties per week, okay? So if there's anything you like, we've got to do due diligence super fast because these properties are going to go to the online.
I can't hear you. You went out.
Thank you for letting me know. Perfect. So we're gonna help you buy these properties. We're gonna be buying the property for you, and we're gonna do double close on the transaction, okay? Because we have the connection with our partner to pull these properties directly from the bank at reserve price. We're not gonna engage in a bidding war, even though these are properties listed in the auctioning platforms, okay? So we buy the properties for you. We just want you to have reserves for the next 3 to 6 months, be able to pay operating expenses like insurance, taxes, utilities, and the interest on the loan that we can give you, okay? The one that I mentioned earlier, up to $150,000 for the purchase and $150,000 for the rehab. Okay, that's what we're gonna cover in person on Friday, and we're gonna vet you then between 11 to 1 p.m. this Friday in Chambord, okay? Question is, will there be more opportunities to meet, to be better in person? Absolutely, Kevin. So I'm gonna run another one on the weekend. For those of you who cannot come on Friday, we're gonna do another one during the weekend. So we're gonna send you that invite as well. Now, the down payment, if the rehab is over 20,000, we're gonna need to, you need to have skin on the game of 10% down payment. Okay, so super simple. Else, if the rehab is less than 20,000, we'll give you 100% of the purchase, 100% of the rehab. Interest rate is 12%, 2 points, a 6-term loan. Okay, we want to make sure that you are successful today. Okay, by helping you have access to the right inventory, giving you the money for the purchase, and helping you with the training, because that's what you need, right, to be successful. Access to the right deals, right? Super important, because the top key players have access to the right deals, okay? It's not that they're super smart, that they can analyze deals in seconds. It's because they have access to the right deals and they have funding obviously because they have the right deal. So we're gonna make that available to you, not only the deals, but also the funding. And we're gonna help you with the analysis, the vetting, and that's the full objective of the CASHFLOW Inner Circle group, to make you more successful today, this year. We want you to start building a rental empire now, or if you're thinking about flips, it's fine. Okay, so another question is, so to get the shadow inventory, we have to buy it through ChicagoDealVault as an assignment and not direct. Chantel, great question. So we are going to buy the property for you, and the reason why is because our partner has increased the requirements, okay? For people, if you want to work directly with our partner, he wants you to have at least 4 properties under your belt. And that pretty much wipes out most investors, right? That are starting, that are medium. Therefore, since we meet those requirements, we are going to be double closing on the property. So we buy the property for you using your money, and then you take title on the property the same day. So we do a back-to-back closing, okay, on the property. So great question, Chantel. So please, hopefully you can make it on Friday, 11 to 1. Do you still buy it if we have more than 4 properties? That is up to you, Bill. So if you have more than 4 properties, you can still go through the vetting process with our partner. But what I've heard is that he's got such a big backlog, even some advanced investors are not getting vetted by him. So we are going to take the lead and vet you. If you have the resources and the reserves primarily, then you're in. Super simple, right? We just want you to focus on what's going to make you money, and that is making offers, talking to listing agents, talking to owners, and that's it. That's what's going to make you money. The rest is just overhead that we want to take on our shoulder, okay? We want to streamline your process for you to build the rental empire in the next 2 years, okay? Are there any other questions? We need to have our Harmony lender approval and reserves confirmed to do so. You don't need to have the Harmony lender, Chantel. If you have one, that's great, but we need to buy these properties using pretty much cash, private money lending. That's the only alternative, because we're gonna buy it on your behalf. Therefore, we need to have those reserves available. But if you don't have the money, don't worry, because we can give you the money. So you don't need to have a Harmony lender. You can use the CASHFLOW Inner Circle Fund, which is cash, okay? So it's even better than Harmony lender, because Harmony lender, they're gonna give you the money for the purchase. However, for the rehab, they're gonna give it to you in draws, right? So you need to start the rehab, they see the progress, and based on that, they give you partial draws, okay? Through us, we're gonna give you the entire money for the rehab as well, okay, up front. So you don't need to fund that out of your pocket. So yeah, make sure that you come Friday, because we wanna make sure that, boom, you get started ASAP, okay? So are there any other questions on the line? I want to quickly summarize what we've talked about today. So to be successful in real estate, you need to have the right team in place, okay? From contractors, attorneys, inspectors, appraisers, and that's what we share with all of you, over 350 partners, including electricians, plumbers, everyone that we use, including like for kitchen cabinets, we share with you. That's super critical. Step number 1. Step number 2, you're gonna need knowledge, right? So that knowledge needs to be in a sequential fashion, right? So for instance, we cover area selection, finding deals before we talk about deal analysis, right? Because it doesn't make sense for you to analyze a deal if you're gonna invest in the wrong area, right? So we wanna make sure that you fully understand the top flipping markets, the top rental markets, before you even jump into analyzing a deal, right? Making sure that your market supports your exit strategy. So Second thing is knowledge. You need to have access to the right inventory. That is why we're meeting you on Friday to make sure that you have access to this inventory. Why? Because the very simple reason that we bought about 8 properties in the last 9 months from this list, right? So that tells you something. There are still, even through the pandemic, amazing home run deals that you can tap into, right? We cannot take them all. That is why we're opening in this inventory. Not only that, we're gonna buy it for you using cash flow in a Chico fund, which is private money lenders all combined to help you fund your transaction. So it's a rehab loan, short term, but we will for sure make sure that the deal makes sense, that you have at least 680 FICO score, and that the deal has 25% equity. So when you refinance the property, you're able to pay off the rehab loan and end up with 25-30% equity. Very simple. Have the preferred partner contractors been vetted? Absolutely. We've used them. They're being vetted. They've been used by other partners. So yeah, absolutely. Great question. Has lending opened back up? We have 2 properties that we have been unable to get long-term financing on. We are in for cash and want to refinance our rentals. Absolutely, Bill. You can go residential or commercial on their refinance. So hopefully you can come Friday. Otherwise, you can call me and then I can give you some resources for you to refinance. If you go the commercial route, you're looking at 5.5 interest rate, 30-year amortization. If you go the residential route, right now the rates are at like 4%, okay? Another question is, will you help with recommending a competent GC? Yeah, we have about, let me show you, GCs. I think we have close to 17 right here. Okay, so we have really great people right here that you can reach out and get some written estimates from them. That's awesome. Bill. Okay, you need commercial? Absolutely. In fact, we're doing 2 refinances commercial right now. We're doing 1 residential. I think we're going to close on Friday this week for a residential loan. We're getting 3.25 interest rate on the residential. For the commercial, we're going to get about 5.5. The only difference is that if you go the commercial route, you can have unlimited loans, and it doesn't affect your FICO score, nor your debt-to-income ratios. If you go the residential, the requirements are a little bit stricter as far as reserves, FICO score, and it goes in your personal name. So that's going to affect your FICO, your debt-to-income ratio, and so forth. You need to have tax returns, you need to have W-2s, and so forth. So the requirements are a little bit harder on the residential, but obviously you get a lot lower rate. But eventually, if you're building an empire, you need to go the commercial route because you can have unlimited commercial loans. Residential, you can only have up to 10, okay? Another question is, our ARV is only $90,000 for each house. That's okay. If it's less than $75,000, that's a problem. Most lenders are not going to touch loans under 75,000. So if you have something below 75,000, it's going to be extremely difficult, okay? So they don't want to take on small loans. What was the requirement for the loan? So the requirement, you're going to need to have FICO score 680 and above. You need to have reserves, 3 to 6 months of reserves to pay off, obviously, operating expenses, tax, insurance, principal, interest, utilities, HOAs. You're going to need to have W-2s and last 2 years of tax returns. That is the residential route. Commercial, it's similar, but they're going to be focusing on the deal itself, okay? Making sure that you have 25% equity at least, okay? So it's more asset-based when you go the commercial route. Residential, it's going to be focused a lot on you and your experience, okay? So most investors nowadays, they have to go the commercial route because you have no other option, plus you can grow exponentially going the commercial route. That might be the issue with getting the loan if the ARV is 90,000. Yeah, because they're gonna take, if the ARV is 90,000, so 75% of 90,000 is, yeah. I can get you in touch with a lender. Come Friday, Bill, I'll give you some resources that might be able to help, okay? The commercial route with a 90,000 ARV, okay? Because yeah, this is a small loan. If you're gonna get a loan for 67,000, yeah, they won't touch anything. I've heard below 75,000, okay? But again, if you have 4 properties or you have more experience, they can make an exception. But that might be the issue that you've had, okay? The small loan amount. And then no deal for anyone below 680. Right now, many lenders are not considering FICOs below 680. They can make exceptions. You've got to go the commercial route, okay? So even if you have 600, they can still help you, but they just need to understand why, right? But the rule is 680 and above. So again, this is also come Friday. I can get you connected with some references, some sources that we use that will look at anything even at 600 FICO. But ideally, you should aim for 680. And then I believe it's a state law, at least for Northern Illinois, loan must be at least 75,000. Yeah, exactly. So if your ARV is 90, then they're gonna give you a loan for 67. So that's below the 75,000. That is why you've had issues, but I'll connect you with one of our resources that they may be able to help you, okay? Are there any other questions on the line? We did not know that going in. Yeah, no, of course, Bill, no worries. And that's the whole purpose of having the cash flow inner circle group, right? We have about 70 people already. So if I show you the roster right here, we have about 70 people. So you're going to be in a team with a team lead. The team lead usually has a lot more experience. They're either brokers, master students. So you can network within your team, and it's just extremely powerful. We did a live event about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. It was extremely powerful, joining the cash flow and the wholesale inner circle for networking purposes. So it was really, really awesome. So I'm going to send you the link if you are not part of this cash flow inner circle. So DealVault Academy. So I'm going to send this through the link, through the chat. Okay. So make sure that you check out both the cash flow or the wholesale inner circle, and then come Friday. So I'm going to tell you the name of the coffee place. I forgot, but we're going to send it to you. It's Coffee Place Chamber. I forgot. Does anybody know the place? We did the coffee with Hugo there last time. Oh, this is it. Okay, guys. So I'll send this over. That's the place. Okay. So for Friday, this one. So make sure you guys come. That's Friday, 11 to 1 p.m. Okay, so I'm looking forward to meeting you all in person. If you need any resources, you're stuck, anything is holding you back, come meet me in person. I'll be happy to give you resources, help you, and most importantly, vet you. Okay, so the objective for this meeting is to vet you. Make sure that you have access to the shadow inventory so you can buy properties directly from the bank through us. We'll buy it for you using your money, or we can give you the funding through the cash flow inner circle fund. Okay. Patricia, the question, Blue Angel. So Blue Angel, so the DealVault Academy is focused on training, right? So we do wholesaling or cash flow, or buy and hold and flip. So 2 different groups. That's exclusively training. The Blue Angel membership will focus on DealVault and having access to the shadow inventory. Okay, so two different things, Patricia. I hope you join the CashFlow Inner Circle group. We meet on a weekly basis. We do deal reviews. Yesterday, we met Sunday 1 p.m. We analyzed 3 deals. We go over funding strategies. We're going to fund one of our members' deal next week. Okay, so we've funded so far 2 deals, and we do deal analysis. Okay, very, very, very awesome. So I look forward to having you in the CashFlow Inner Circle group, or the wholesale if you're thinking about doing wholesales. Do you need to bring anything beyond? Just you can show me on your phone, or you bring your computer. You don't need to print out anything. So we need to make sure that you have an entity, your articles of incorporation, and then proof of reserves, 3 to 6 months. So we're looking at 10 to 15,000 in reserves, depending on the deal, right? But that's just an average. You need to have some sort of skin on the game. Another question is, can you please share info on the licensed architect for 1,500? Oh yeah, here. So if you need an architect, right here, where is the architect? Here. Okay, Orlando, we've used Orlando multiple times. So give him a call. He's really, really good. Okay. Brian, are you going to be able to come Friday? That's not too far from you, this coffee place. Hopefully you can swing by.
I'm working Fridays, Hugo. Sorry. I work during the day, so I'm unable to come at that time.
Okay, have you talked to Orlando?
I have not. I'll call him.
Okay, I'll call Orlando, and if not, I can give you another name. Just send me a text, and then I'll send you another contact. And we typically pay about 1,500 for architectural drawings.
Is that cover both like plumbing and electrical?
Yeah, they do the entire blueprint. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Get in touch with him, and if not, just send me a text. I'll give you another resource.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Perfect. No problem. Is there an additional cost for the training? Yeah, the CashFlow Inner Circle is, if I'm not mistaken, $59 a month. Okay, so right here, if I scroll to the bottom, I believe it's $59 a month. Okay, yeah, $59 per month. If you do every 6 months, you save $20. So $287, Patricia. Bill, when do you, when you do the deal, then double close, will there be enough left in the deal for me? Absolutely. So we're gonna bet the deals, right? Like for instance, the ones that I show you on the screen before, right? So we have enough meat in the bone to make it work, right? So you need to have $80,000 to $100,000. And most of these properties that I showed you earlier are from bank-owned properties. I think all of them in that PowerPoint presentation. So yeah, you need to have enough meat in the bone. So yesterday, I did another, we just completed this project in Lansing. So I think I showed this yesterday. So that's another property that we rehab, a 2-flat, okay? 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom. And we just got rented, we rented them out this month. In fact, they moved in this week. So the numbers, let me show you. You see the numbers? So purchase price, 72.88 for the rehab. That was a big rehab, and then ARV 210. So look at the pattern, right? We're always looking for a big spread between the purchase price and the ARV. That's what it boils down to. Okay. So this is not shadow inventory, but we want to make sure that you have access to great deals. Okay. Where we're buying the deals from. So we want to share our resources with you. Are there any other questions on the line? Anybody who is doing a deal or any roadblocks that you may have? George, Heap, Michael, Nick, anything that you would like to share? Brian? Yeah, Sam, that's where the coffee is. Yeah, in Roselle. Another question, we're nervous doing rentals right now for fear someone will move in and then can't evict them due to COVID. Bill, that's what we show you in the cash flow inner circle. In fact, we talked about it yesterday, how to screen tenants, okay? What to look for when screening tenants so that you don't have the issue of an eviction, okay? So the rental market is so strong right now that I don't think it's a problem getting into rentals right now. There's such a high demand for rentals, it's insane. So you're going to get to pick the best candidates. Of course, you obviously need to have a nice property, right? That attracts people. Whoa, Bill, that's big. Come Friday, if you're able, you may need to do a cash for keys. If they've not paid rent for over a year, it's going to be cheaper for you to do cash for keys. Offer them money to move out because the moratorium on eviction keeps being extended. So it's going to be very hard to do an eviction anytime soon. Yeah, that's not a problem, Chantal. You can do a fix and flip on a property that is next to a vacant. Yeah, that's not a big deal. What matters is the entire neighborhood, okay? Not just the house next door. Hey, George, were you going to say something?
You know what? I had a question for you. Like, if
Yes.
you have a property with a in-law, like a single family home with an in-law unit, and
Yes.
it's not legalized, and how do you go about doing a refinance on that property? Can you do it on their business loan? Will they still need an appraisal or not? Or will they have you take out the kitchen or the sink or whatever that sort? I mean, I'm just curious on how would you handle a situation like that?
Yeah, so if it's a non-conforming unit, then the appraiser is not going to take that into account because obviously it's going to add value when it comes to cash flow, but at appraisal level, they're not going to take into account that unit as an income producing. Um, so
So
if
is it
you're
better then to go with a business loan instead of a residential loan?
yes, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. They're more flexible. Um,
So you know what? I definitely want to talk to you about giving me some options with lenders for the property I'm purchasing in Florida. I don't know if you have a
okay.
lender for that one or not, but that one is going to be non-conforming, and so I'm running into a little bit of a snag on that. Even though I offered cash, I could pay cash for it, but I actually want to do a loan on it, or after I'm done purchasing it, I want to do a cash out, but I'll do a business loan on it and move forward.
Absolutely. No, that makes sense. Are you
Okay.
going to be able to come Friday?
That's gonna be no. It's gonna be. I'm gonna try. I can't say no 100%, but probably not because I work during the day. But I will try.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, otherwise we can just connect, George.
Okay. Thank you,
And then,
Hugo.
no problem. Anybody else? Okay, so let me see. No, thank you everyone for joining. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We have, if you are in the Wholesale Inner Circle group, or Wednesday, we have another webinar, if not in person, on Friday to vet you and help you with any resources, anything that is holding you back. So thank you for joining. I'll remain on the line for the next minute or so to help you answer any questions that you may have.
Hugo, I have a question.
Yes.
When you mentioned the difference between purchasing a property based on, well, asset-based purchase as
Yes.
opposed to, so can you purchase a single family home as a commercial, like if you have your business entity set up, can you purchase a single family home as a commercial purchase? I guess is what
Yeah,
I'm asking.
absolutely. Absolutely, and that's what we've been doing. So when we purchase the property, since most properties are distressed, they need rehabbing, they're not in a moving condition,
Right.
uh, then we get what's called a rehab loan. Okay, and that loan is under our entity. However, we are the personal guarantors of the loan. Okay, but it's just a short-term rehab loan through either a hard money lender or a private money lender. Okay, so it's expensive money, 12% or so, 10, 12% interest rate, 2 points, 4 to 6 month term. But once it's rehabbed and rented, you can refinance, and that's what I was talking. You have two options when it comes to refinancing if you're going to buy and hold. Okay, if you're going to rent it, then you can go the residential route or the commercial. So the commercial, the loan will remain under your entity, and you're going to get a 5.5 interest rate. But if you decide to go the residential route, obviously you need to have tax returns, income, W-2 reserves, great FICO score, and that can go into your personal credit report, but you're going to get the lowest interest rate. But
Right.
you can have only up to 10. So eventually, at some point, you're going to need to go commercial route. Okay,
Commercial.
but yeah, when you purchase a property, we're using asset-based funding, and in fact, the fund that we created for the CASHFLOW Inner Circle members is comprised of private money lenders. Okay, so they have a lot of money for CASHFLOW Inner Circle members to fund their deals. Obviously, we have to vet the deal. We need to make sure that you're not going to get stuck with the loan, meaning that you won't end up with the 25, 30% equity on the back end.
Okay, so where can I go to find out more about the academy? Because I'm the Blue Angel member, so I wasn't even aware of this other
Yes.
part of it. Yeah.
Oh, come Friday. Are you able to come Friday?
I think I can come Friday. I have to move some things
Perfect.
around. Okay.
Perfect. That'll be awesome, Patricia.
All right. Thank you.
No, thank you.
I
Anybody
have a
else?
question, Hugo.
Yes.
Hi, I know it says Bill, but this is Rebecca, obviously.
Oh,
We're already a Blue Angel member, and so this cash flow, the thing you're talking about now, this is something completely different?
yes,
No.
absolutely. So I'm going to cover that on Friday, but in a nutshell, we created this blueprint that I'm doing for all members who want to do buy and hold and fix and flip. Because what we found is that we gave them, a lot of data for DealVault, but the training was missing. So people didn't know exactly what to do with the data. So that's what we're showing right now. We're showing you what you need to do, step number 1, 2, 3, 4, the entire process for you to build an empire.
I would think that if we were vetted for Blue Angel, that we'll probably not have any problem being vetted for the cash flow.
You don't need to be vetted for the cash flow. We just want you to be part of the cash flow because it's just a great team. You're gonna be in a team. You're gonna have a team lead, and we do weekly meetings, deal reviews. So it's really powerful.
That sounds good.
Are
Thanks.
you gonna be
I
there
can
on
be there on
Friday?
Friday. Yes,
Perfect, Rebecca.
for sure.
Awesome.
Hugo,
Yes.
I have a question. How can I do it to be in the preferred partner as a roof company?
Oh, great, Elena. Yeah, we can do that. Let me see if we have a roof. Let me look it right now. Roofing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can add you definitely. So do me a favor. Can you send me an email to support at
Mm-hmm.
ChicagoDealVault.com? Because I know
Okay.
we've worked with, you've done so many roofs for us,
Mm-hmm.
you and Liz. So yeah, no, absolutely. We'll be happy to add you to the preferred partners.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, no problem, Elena. Hope to
I'll
see you
see you
Friday.
Friday.
Awesome.
Okay. Bye.
Anybody else?
Hugo, this is Chantel. How you doing?
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Good. What time on Friday again? Will you be there?
11 to 1. 11 to 1. 11 to 1
Okay.
p.m. Friday, and the name of the place, it's off of Wholesale, Nee Bakery and Cafe. So
Need
here,
bakery.
yeah, let me send you the
I wanted
address.
to ask you, what are your thoughts on the 2-bedroom homes? I've been finding some nice 2-bedroom homes and considering to add the bedroom in the basement. I know you don't get the full value. What's your take on that?
Okay, so
To increase to 3.
if you add a bedroom below ground level, it's not counted legally as a 3-bedroom house. Okay, so when it comes to an appraisal, you're not adding more value to the property when you add bedrooms in the basement. Because many people have done that. They have a full basement and they just add walls, right? And they claim to be like, let's say, a 5-bedroom house, but it's not. When it's maybe a 2-bedroom, only the bedrooms that are above ground level are counted as legal bedrooms. And you need to have egress window, you need to have a closet to be considered a legal bedroom.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Well, one more quick question.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, one more quick question I want to pick your brain is, as far as the finished basements are concerned, I'm doing a project now, and my partner and I are deciding on should we finish the basement or should we just paint the beams black and do some nice paint on the floor and kind of stage it. I mean, we want to make sure we're getting a return on actually the investment. Should we do the full rehab of the basement?
Let me show you a property, a picture. What are you doing? Fix and flip or buy and hold?
Fix and flip.
Fix and flip. No, you're not gonna get.
I think it's a B area. It's Ashburn,
Okay.
Chicago Ashburn.
So my advice is for you not to. How much have you spent in the rehab?
So far, probably 20,000
How much did you pay for the
with
property?
labor and material.
How
Huh?
much? How much did you pay for the property?
Oh, well, what's left on the loan right now is 110.
110. And then what's the ARV?
The ARV is about 275.
Whoa, 275? And you pay 110? That's awesome.
No, we didn't pay it. Actually, what do you call it? We were working with a family member and we're just taking over, creative financing.
Subject to. Okay, so you have a lot of. So are you doing a subject to? So you're taking over the mortgage,
Yes.
and then you're gonna sell the
And the
property.
balance is only 110 on the house.
Okay, that makes sense. So what I would do is, since you're in a seller's market, I wouldn't go through the trouble of finishing the basement, okay? Because that's where you get the least amount of your return on your investment, basements. You need to put the money in the kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, light fixtures. Basement comes sort of like towards the bottom of the list. You are not going to get your money back when you put it in the basement. However, you do need to clean it. Make sure that you paint, the cement, the floor, the walls, the lights, that everything it's nice. I just wanted to show you a picture of a basement that we just did. 74. Okay, so I'm going to show you some pictures of what I mean. Maybe this one. Okay. Okay, so let me show you these pictures. So we did kitchen, bathroom, and then I'm going to show you how we clean the basement. Oh, look at this. You see, we just painted the floor in gray. We cleaned this up. We put new laundry and washer, but we didn't finish the basement because right now you're in a seller's market. You don't need to. You don't need to overdo. Okay.
I don't
Say that
see
again.
it.
Oh, are you?
Did you
Oh,
show it to us?
sorry. No, let me share it right now. Okay, so this is the
Thanks.
properties, all right. Okay, so look at this. We just cleaned the basement. So we are not finishing the basement, but it's clean. Light fixtures, we painted it so that it looks clean and neat. But you don't need to finish the basement because if you were to finish the basement, you're going to spend about 20,000, 15, 20,000 if you want to finish the basement. It's not worth it.
Right.
No, don't do it.
Yeah, I was thinking about something like that.
Yeah, no, just clean it. You see how it looks? Just clean it. Make sure
And I
that
was
you
gonna
have.
just paint the beam black,
Yeah, exactly.
the
I agree with
exposed
you.
beam, make them black. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe you enclose the heating system in a room. You can enclose that, but that's about it. Don't overspend. You will not get your money back. Okay. And right now, again, it's a seller's market. So
Right.
properties are flying off the shelf. People are paying crazy money. There's no reason for you to overdo it. Spend more money, more time. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Hugo.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure. Anybody else?
Hi, Hugo. This is Diane.
Oh, Diane, hi.
Hi. Um, I'm brand new at this. I know I'm going to need the training. My question to you is, how can I contact you? Because I do have quite a few questions to ask just because I'm in the learning phase.
Yeah.
Do
Diane,
you? Oh,
have
go
you
ahead.
joined the cash flow inner circle or not yet?
No, this is actually my first meetup, so
Oh, okay, okay. Are you going
I'm
to be
I'm
able to
brand
come
new.
Friday? Are you going to be able to come Friday?
I can come. I can
That'll
come.
be awesome. That'll be awesome. And then I'm going to give you my cell phone. I'm going to put it on the chat.
Okay.
551. Okay, I just sent you my cell phone.
Okay.
Send me a
Thank
text, and
you.
then I look forward to meeting you on Friday. Can you please share
Okay.
info for licensed plumber? Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
No problem, Diane. So you'll be there Friday, right? So just come say hi, and
Okay.
then shoot me a text, and then I'll see you Friday. And then I can
Okay.
help you
Thank
and
you.
guide you through what you need to start with.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem. Brian, I have them up on the screen right now, the plumbers. Let me take a screenshot and send this to you.
Thanks, Hugo. Who do you recommend? This flip that I'm doing in Wheaton, it's kind of giving me problems as usual.
All
It's
right.
uh the codes, the city code, building code officer just contacted me, and basically, we knew buying this property as there's a bunch of city code violations,
Yeah.
so they want us to rectify every single one of them, which is the only biggest thing I think is the foundation, which we're actually dealing with right now. I hired American Foundation to lift the house, basically, which
Whoa.
it costs us. They're gonna put 11 push piers, and it's costing us 13,500. And then hopefully my guy uh, can level the house once after it's lifted. But after that, we're pretty much doing everything. We're doing new siding, roofing, plumbing, electrical. We kind of we're adding a new bathroom, full bath. It's a 3-1, so we're gonna make it a 3-2.
Okay. Whoa, that's
But
a big project. You started the project already?
yeah, so demo's done. We actually did the garage. We put new siding in the garage and gutters, but it's still a long way to go. And that's why I was asking for architect, because they want drawings for the updated electrical and plumbing.
Yeah, no, of course. So talk to Orlando and let me know how that goes.
Okay.
He's a great resource. And if not, I'll give you another one. And I just sent you the screenshot for the plumbers.
Okay.
Now, are
Like
you
my guy,
working with? Go ahead.
my guy, he does everything, but he's not licensed. But he's very good. He does better than the licensed one, and he works really fast. But now we're holed up because uh, the city he wants me to pull permits, obviously,
Yeah, of course.
to do the right thing. I thought he would let me get away with not pulling any permits,
Yeah,
but
no. That type of project, no. It's gonna be the opposite. They're gonna be on top of you. Yeah, like very closely when you're doing that much work.
okay.
Yeah. I just looked up. Are you working with like Ted? He's an inspector, Ted or Carol from Wheaton.
Yes,
Oh, no.
Ted Fanning is
Yeah,
who I'm
Ted.
working with. He's a
I know.
really really nice guy.
He's really nice. I'm telling you because I'm asking you because we have a three flat in Wheaton, so I get along well with Ted. He's super nice, but you really need to comply because otherwise you don't want that guy to be not
On
on
the
your
bad
side.
side. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, Ted
Okay.
is pretty nice. Very nice guy. I know him well.
Okay. I'll
Ted and Carol. Yeah. So yeah, we comply with him. We follow up and we make sure that he's on our side. But
okay.
yeah, keep me posted. Keep me posted. Anything that you need, let me know, Brian, and then I can help you through the process.
Yeah, and that was the other question. If we should add another bath, a full bath, um, and how much return would we get? Because I know adding a full bath would, uh, require the architectural drawings, correct?
Right.
But
So a bath on appraisal value is gonna be like close to 10, 15,000. So adding bathrooms, it's
it's worth
really
it.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
worth it. It depends how
Okay.
much it's going to cost you, right? Typically, we
Correct.
pay 4 to 6,000 for a bathroom, so we get that money on the back end on the appraisal. It's going to add 10 up to 15,000, depending on the neighborhood. Wheaton is an A minus neighborhood, so people will pay.
Yeah, the next door neighbor just sold their house for like 330, I think,
Right.
and we're gonna be right around there, I think.
Yeah, no, that's definitely. Wheaton is a great neighborhood. They'll pay for it. You need to come up with a very nice product. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
no problem, man. Keep me posted.
Yes, we'll do.
Perfect. So thank you. Oh, Anthony, did you want to share anything? Tony? Anybody else? Okay, if no further questions, thank you everyone for joining. I look forward to seeing you either tomorrow with the Wholesale Inner Circle group, Wednesday, we're going to be talking about funding, or Friday in person. Okay? So thank you everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.